EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. He'll find Metcalf. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, 76 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. First play from scrimmage all the way into the end zone. Look, the pass was good, but that run after the catch, that's what was really impressive.
And I think the big question I have is, where were the safeties? Where was the tackling? Because going into this game, they had to know that they were going to be tested. That was a part of the defense that had to stand up. And on that play, not even close.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Brown 80! 55! Here we go, let's bring it! Let's go, let's bring it! Let's go!
Allen now on 1st down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. The tackle is made by Micah Hyde. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Hey, orbit! My 52. Make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Out, out. Hey, tight. 25, check 25, check 25. Switch.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Check 99.
From the gun, it's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. The Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And he's got the hook up to Moore. A good pickup there, 26 yards. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week, but the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Penny will try to punch it in, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Check 50, check 50.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. So I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Charlie. 43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. Check the out. Check the out. Check the out. March 43. March 1. Quit talking about it.
From the gun, Mariota. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
Mariota now to throw on first down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 21-0 our score after one. Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Check your hot read. 5 wide. Bravo. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Hey, watch. Pick it up.
To throw, it's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big time.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Allen to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Kirk, complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Randall Cobb, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 33 and a first. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
43's the mic.
Working out of the gun, Mariota looking for the out route, and he's got more. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
A first down throw for Mariota. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
He went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw is Mariota. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And down inside the 15 he goes. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much during this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mariota. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at the 18. There he goes left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Boy, he covered a lot of ground, 82 yards on the punt return, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there, a punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Allen. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
And this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board. That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Fielded at the 20. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's...
This is caught at the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. As the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's going to let this one go deep. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete. He was covered by Trey Boston.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Here we go.
A final shot before half for Allen. Going for the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much. He's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something... more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now Allen. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Bobby Wagner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
X3, 218, chopper.
After the sack on first down, Allen. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And that will be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Taken in at the 11.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny with touchdown number 23 here on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point up and through by Myers, and the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards. Yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
At the 18-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Now Allen operating from the gun. His throw incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but now it's 3rd down.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is brought in at the 21. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Watch the curl. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Here's the backup, Jacoby Brissett. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Switch. Delta. Watch 36 to Mike. Let's put him on. Let's let it go.
Now Brissett, the backup, his first throw. And that is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 30-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
From the 36, Allen. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down. Allen now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen, escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Cassius Marsh has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
To try again after the sack. Allen, and the pressure gets to him again. Cassius Marsh in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. Tight dog.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Flushed out right. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Jaron Reed. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
First down, Seattle.
Here we go. Six yellow. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny with another touchdown, number 24 on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Regular.
And here's Allen throwing again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cassius Marsh racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
56.
It's now 3rd down.
55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat.
Hey, Alpha.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Alert!
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They got
Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen. He gets this one to Johnson. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 56 yards.
Ready. 15 running. I got one. Bang.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Hey,
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
They've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Brissett. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Cardinals' 11-yard line.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye.
Stay with your man.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. Dances by him. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you said 3 rushing touchdowns, and, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Replace the win. Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Let's go, baby.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. From the gun, it's Allen. And And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, but it'll be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the pass.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Going back to Moore. This time he's got him complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Seahawks first down.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash, this from 48. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already